Good Monday evening. Welcome to the BCP Live. I'm Joey McWilliams. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It is always something special for me to get to visit with you. I hope you enjoy the time too. Listen, not a long show tonight, just a few things to mention, but I do have a cool announcement coming up at the end of the broadcast. So just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so funny. I do feel like Ricky Bobby every now and again, just going, I don't know what to do with my hands. Because as soon as I get on the air, it's like, my head itches, my face itches, and I know I'm not supposed to touch my face. But I did wash my hands many times today. I have washed my hands and used hand sanitizer, and I'm good to go. So anyway, all right. It is March 30th. It is a Monday. Does anyone know what day it is anyway? Just because, I feel like it's a Chicago song going on right now. Does anyone know what time it is, what day it is? Does anyone really care? Anyway, but there are, according to the latest numbers, though, 481 confirmed cases of coronavirus, COVID-19 in the state of Oklahoma, 169 for folks who are 65 years old or older, and 4 for those who are 0 to 4 years old. So our numbers really aren't that high compared to the rest of the United States, which, by the way, as of just about an hour or so ago, I think that the confirmed cases within the United States, I have at 163,000 within the United States. So that we have 481 in the state of Oklahoma it's a very low number. It's 31st in the country as of earlier today. And the 17 deaths that have been attributed to COVID-19, 19th in the country. That was as of a little bit earlier today. So we are now in day 5 of it's not a lockdown, it's a shutdown. And that's where we are right now. This thing got underway as a shutdown on, midnight, March 25th, going into March 26th. So here we are in day 5. Now, how long is that going to last? Well, it all depends on, I have no idea really. And I don't think anyone else does either. Now, I've seen lots of things on social media that it's going to go through April 30th or April 28th, or it's going to stop this day and that day. And honestly, at this point, it likely could change between now and when we get together tomorrow. The governor of Virginia has determined that they're safe in place or safer at home. I don't think they're doing safer at home like what we're talking about here in Oklahoma. Their shelter in place is going until June 10th. Are you kidding me? June 10th? Wow. Now, I realize that we're still seeing numbers rise in this whole thing, and we keep hearing that the numbers are going to go up. I'll get to that again in a little bit when we talk about our headlines for today. But June 10th is a long ways away. And first off, I don't think the people out there are going to stay sheltered in place until June 10th, number one. And number two, I think they're going to roll that one back. I just don't see that one staying at that far away. That's just too far out there. But anyway, hey, another reason to be thankful to be right here in the state of Oklahoma. I want to say hi to everyone watching tonight. Again, thanks for tuning in. Don Hyde, if you're watching, I have been, keeping up with your broadcasts recently, and I know in the broadcast over the weekend that you said we needed to check in on those folks that are older than we are. So I'm checking up on you, Don. Just seeing how you're doing. So let me know. Give me a shout out. Let me know if you're okay. Hello, Susan. How are you tonight? Thanks for tuning in. Always a privilege, and I miss stopping by and seeing what's happening out there at Texoma Engraving. By the way, another one of the fine businesses that are advertisers and sponsors here for the Bryan County Patriot, and not just for our nightly visits, but also for the website itself. So you definitely want to stop by and check out Texoma Engraving. All my things done there. I've got I've got another state on tonight. I'm Missouri tonight. MissouriSports.net. If you don't know Emerald Quest, under which the Bryan County Patriot has its auspices, has a lot of sports sites as well, including OklahomaSports.net and a number of other states. MissouriSports.net, one of those as well. So anyway, all right. Let's get to a few things really quickly and then get to the cool announcement, because we do have a fun broadcast. I think it's going to be fun, but I really think it is important. A big broadcast coming up a little bit later on this week. That announcement's coming up later on. Hi, Angie. Hi, Angie. By the way, we're giving this away, so just wanted you to know that. Anyway, all right. Shout outs going out to lots of folks, including, again, some of our advertisers tonight. Shout out. I talked about Susan and Texoma Engraving. How about Angie and Heartbeat Realty? Now, I talk about Angie a lot of times when I talk about Green Spray, also an advertiser on the website, but Heartbeat Realty as well. So keep that in mind. All right. Oklahoma Department of Health. We talked about this on Saturday. Let me reiterate this. Testing supplies arrived in Oklahoma that will allow for 10,000 individuals to be tested in the coming weeks. Oklahoma State University is bringing online lab capabilities by early this week that will allow the state as a whole to process roughly 2,800 COVID-19 tests a day. So we're going to see numbers of tests go up. And the thing about this is, too, we're getting to the point now, there's so much innovation that is happening in our country. And you don't really need to look that far to see what is happening right now. It is amazing what is going on in the United States of America. And I appreciate the fact that businesses are being so unselfish. Now, I realize if you look at it on a national scale, there may have been a couple of businesses that were prompted to do things a little bit differently. But for the most part, the innovation is just off the charts right now of people finding ways to do different things and taking what was once a business over here, like even a business that makes jerseys, sports jerseys right now. Folks aren't buying that many sports jerseys. Sports isn't even happening, and that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. It really does. But they're finding ways to take where instead of making sports jerseys, they're making protective equipment, personal protective equipment for people who are on the front lines of this thing, the doctors, the nurses, all of the medical staff that are on the front lines of this thing, and businesses are just going off the charts. And it is so cool. It's so incredibly cool to get to watch this and see what's going on. You know what? I want to say hi, Gim. I don't know how to pronounce it, but hi. Thanks for watching tonight. So please forgive me if I didn't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, thanks for watching tonight. It is so cool to get to see the innovation. Well, we do have testing coming in for Oklahoma, and you're going to see some numbers rise. You're not necessarily going to see, I believe you'll see the confirmed cases rise. But one of the big things is you're going to see that bottom number rise too of people who are tested and maybe they didn't have it. Oklahoma is a pretty good place to be right now. Now, the Sixth Amendment has gone out to Governor Stitt's executive order, 2020-07, and the Sixth Amendment, which, by the way, all 77 counties now in Oklahoma are under the Safer at Home guidelines. So even though there are counties who may not have registered a specific confirmed case of COVID-19, all 77 counties are in the Safer at Home guidelines. Also, if you have traveled in from another state to Oklahoma, that's great if it's one of the 43 other states in the union, besides the 6 I'm about to mention: New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, California, Louisiana, and Washington. If you have traveled into Oklahoma from one of those states, you are required to self-quarantine for 14 days. So you need to keep that in mind. You need to get that self-quarantine going on. That is the Sixth Amendment to the executive order from the governor. All right, celebrities. John Krasinski, by the way, who was on The Office. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but he has a show that he's doing right now called Good News. And I just like the name of it. I think it's incredibly cool. He's actually had Steve Carell, also someone from The Office. Please tell me you've watched The Office. You have watched The Office, right? Yeah, okay. It is so awkward. It is so uncomfortable to watch, but it's so funny. Anyway, has a show out called Good News, so that's cool. Celebrities. Andrew Cuomo's star just continues to rise. Now, I've talked about Cuomo, the governor of New York. He's getting so much FaceTime right now. Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, getting so much FaceTime. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, getting so much FaceTime. Andrew Cuomo, now, I have been saying for the last week, be watching for him as a candidate for 2024 for the Democrat Party. Okay? I may amend that because he may step into the 2020 election. Now, I realize that would take some doing, and with all of the primaries already in the books and all the delegates that Joe Biden has already racked up, I understand that would take a brokered conference, a brokered convention. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not a political statement. I'm not being political one side or the other. I'm just saying these people are garnering a lot of attention. And it may be one of those things. They may try to throw Andrew Cuomo in there. I went on record about 10 months ago, I don't know, sometime last summer, saying I believe that Hillary Clinton will still be the candidate for the Democrat ticket. I could be completely wrong. Now, I said that 10 months ago. It may change. So many things are changing right now. COVID-19 wasn't even a word 4 months ago. So coronavirus was, and that had been on the scale for a while, but not COVID-19. That's totally new. Obviously, it comes from the year 2019. So that was something that's out there. Anyway, throwing that out there, there's a lot of celebrity. All right. We'll get to the headlines in just a moment. For the relief package, the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Stimulus Act, and there are so many things out there. We know that individual adults are going to get $1,200. If there are two in your family, $2,400. Adults that are have had their taxes taken care. If you filed your taxes and gotten that in there, and for each child, there's supposed to be $500. I did find this interesting, and of course we have the Choctaw Nation in Bryan County, Chickasaw Nation in Bryan County. I want to bring this up and take a look at this here. This is actual text from the CARES Act. Again, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Stimulus Act. Now, this is on down, and I don't know if you can see this or not, page 609, looking through here, and there is $8 billion that is being awarded to tribal governments, $8 billion awarded to tribal governments throughout the country. But also, it talked about money going to state and local governments, and I thought this was interesting because if you think about this for just a moment, let me bring this back up. If you think about this for just a moment, state and local governments are going to be getting a lot of money, $1.25 trillion coming to the state of Oklahoma. So that's great. We're getting our state governments getting money, and there may be money for local governments as well. But you have to look in here and find out what a local government is. And again, that's just reading these things, reading the fine print, reading all this stuff. Let's find out what a local government is. So let's bring this back up and look at it here. Local government. Number 2, the term unit of local government means a county, municipality, town, township, village, parish, borough, or other unit of general government below the state level with a population that exceeds 500,000. That's local government. With a population that exceeds 500,000. That's the definition of local government. Do you think Bryan County falls into that? No, not even close. Okay, Oklahoma City has a population of 584,000. Tulsa has a population of 394,000. Now, it did say county in there. So if you bring all of Tulsa County in, you might get 500,000 there. I don't know. I didn't check the suburbs and the population there. But are you kidding me? So local government really doesn't. It's kind of, yeah. It's a lot like the Princess Bride. I don't think that word means what you think it means. So anyway, so don't be looking for Bryan County to getting any of that local government money anytime soon. Also, by the way, lots of other things that wound up in the bill, and in the penultimate version of the CARES Act, the House tried to throw in $35 million to take care of the Kennedy Arts Center. That number actually, in the final version, went to $25 million, and it went through. So $25 million of the $2.2 trillion, again, an unfathomable number, is going for the Kennedy Arts Center. Okay, so that happened on Friday. On Saturday, the folks who run the Kennedy Arts Center fired all their musicians. I'm a musician. I can play. I know Mrs. Patriot sings very well. Jenna Mack, she's a singer and a dancer. We have lots of musicians in the house. 3 of my kids are in band right now, and the incredible Pride of Durant band. One in high school, a couple in middle school. So we're all about music in this household. The Kennedy Center got $25 million allotted to it, and the next day fired all their musicians. Did somebody not get the memo? I'm not sure what exactly happened there. All right. Anyway, let's go with headlines. Headlines to really make you worry. Here you go. Death toll passes $3,000, but there are $3,000. Death toll passes 3,000, but there are more on the way. Our peak is not yet. That's a headline. So if you're concerned, I don't want any of these deaths. One is too many. It really is. One to a virus like this is too many. But hey, there have been more than 3,000 now. But we're not there to the peak. We're not to the peak. So stay tuned. Watch our news channels more, because there's more coming. Keep watching us. And even when you think, okay, well, we're going to get to the other side of it, because people are actually recovering from this virus. People are actually recovering from this disease. Okay, well, so here's a headline. Just in case you were wanting to have hope on the other side, for those people who've had to go to the hospital, post-intensive care syndrome. Even after it's over, it's not over. Look, I really want you to, I'll put my glasses on so I can be real with you for a minute. I want you to read the Bryan County Patriot. I really do. I think it's a good publication. I enjoy doing it. There's so many good people that are involved and are a part of this with me. And hey, Ronnie, and I appreciate that today. This actually goes to what I'm talking about. Article today on Victoria Cook, a musician who didn't get fired from the Kennedy Arts Center, by the way. And she went through a lot, got out on the other side, doing well, released a single. She's probably going to have more singles released in the future. I listened to the song, by the way. Great song. I enjoyed it. That's what we want to promote. There's more to life than the bad news. The good news is worth reading. The good news is worth talking about. The good news is something that it's a positive thing. And that's one of the things that we want to do at the Bryan County Patriot. Again, I realize not all news is good news, but we want to promote the positive things. So positive today, the fatality rate in the country right now, just 1.73%. Again, one is too many, but that is not the number that we were told earlier on. 4% in China, and you shouldn't even believe that number, period, because those numbers aren't real. 10+% in Italy, just 1.73%. And it looks like it may even be going down. There's a report out from Seattle, and the first known cases of coronavirus in the United States came from the Seattle area and the Washington area, and that's why it's one of the hot spots. They have gone into, there were lots and lots of restrictions in the state of Washington, and they've struggled in that state up there. But it looks like the numbers are coming down. And we've been hearing more and more about the chart, by the way, that I think got me the most frustrated. Hang on. The chart, by the way, that got me the most frustrated was the one that was being passed around on Facebook and I'm sure that the projections, that there was some validity to them, but it kept going around and here's your number. I need to find that. Here's your number of hospital beds that are going to be taken care of if we don't do anything. And here's the number. It's a little bit more if we do some things. And here's if just a normal number of folks that get put in the hospital. And if we don't do anything at all, then we're going to exceed our capacity, and there's no turning back by March the 28th, which, by the way, it's March 30th. Here's the deal about that. We've done something as a country, as a state, as even a county. And I realize some folks would say we're not doing enough in Bryan County. That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to debate that right now. But the point is that we have done something. We have done something as a country. We have done something as a state. We are doing things. So many individuals are doing things like sheltering at home, like keeping social distance, like hand sanitizer and washing your hands and all the other things that go with it. We have done something. So we haven't passed any point of no return. There should be a positive out there. So I want to encourage you to think positive. One last statement before we get to the announcement. I can't even express to you how thankful I am to see press conferences in their entirety. But Joey, you are the media. Don't you want to, write things up and talk about it? Don't you want to be able to be that media? By the way, media just is a go-between. It's plural for medium. It's what's in between, like small, medium, large. Medium's right there in between. The medium is the in-between. It's the go-between. And there are lots of media, plural, that are so freaked out right now because they can't tell us what the president's saying. We get to see it for ourselves. We get to make our own decisions. And I so enjoy the fact that these press conferences are being aired in their entirety. And some of the networks are going away from it. I think it's a poor decision. I think this is must-see TV. I think your brand goes a little farther if you carry this guy talking, because you just never know what he's going to say. It's must-see TV. All right, here's the announcement, and I'm going to put this on Facebook a little bit later on. Thursday, BCP Live will be coming live to you from Durant at noon. We may do a 9 o'clock broadcast as well. We're going to have a noon broadcast. David Bullard, our state senator, is going to be leading the way, and he has a number of guests that will be on hand. We'll be broadcasting on BCP Live again on Sunday afternoon. I didn't have the logo up. Oh my goodness. See, BCP Live. There it is. Broadcasting on BCP Live Thursday at noon. Tune in for this. Dustin Roberts is going to be there. JJ Humphreys is going to be there. There will be other folks who are going to be there, and it is going to be an incredible broadcast. You want to be tuning in for this. He has a lot of things to say about what is going on right now within our county and within our state and even within our nation as what is happening. And it definitely goes with everything that I've been talking about on here for the last now 2 weeks, and we're into week number 3 of our broadcasts. So listen, whatever we do, we need to do it with wisdom. We need to do it with discretion. Use discretion. But don't do anything in fear. And that's one of the things that David Bullard's going to be talking about with his guests. That's going to be BCP Live Thursday, special time. It will be at noon. So be sure and tune in for that. You don't want to miss this. We have some big names coming on for that. So that's our big announcement. And Ronnie, listen, if you can get that honey-do list going, I have been doing okay. I'm not going to say I'm killing it, but I've been doing okay with that. And Mrs. Patriot is probably wanting me to do a few more things. Matter of fact, I know for a fact she wants me to do a few more things. All right. Don't forget, Thursday at noon, we'll announce this a few more times. You definitely want to be there for that BCP Live. In the meantime, we'll be back on again tomorrow night at 9. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. To everyone who stopped by. Robert, man, I appreciate you checking in tonight. Thanks a whole lot for that. And Susan, always a privilege. I appreciate all of you all watching this. Angie, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce that name. Ronnie, everyone who's commented tonight, please do comment. Let me know you're there. And somebody check on Don Hyde, because I was doing my part tonight to check in on those folks that are older than I am, and I was looking out for him, and he hasn't responded yet. So let's make sure that Don Hyde's all right, okay? In the meantime, thanks again. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Please check out the story about Victoria Cook on the Bryan County Patriot. You won't be disappointed. And buy her single, Double Standards, 99 cents. That's all it is on iTunes and other streaming platforms. God bless you. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.